If you are traveling to Davao, Philippines as a domestic traveler coming from any part of the country or as an OFW, non-OFW, or foreign national coming from different parts of the world, then this video will explain the international and domestic travel requirements that you need to prepare as of August 2021. Stay tuned and watch the video to know more. Welcome to DenZ TV. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you receive updates as they are posted. This video contains information about the following: Community Quarantine Classification of Davao, which is General Community Quarantine or GCQ with heightened restrictions until August 15. Domestic travel requirements from Philippine Airlines, Cebu Pacific Air, and AirAsia, and international travel requirements for overseas Filipino workers, non-OFWs or ROFs, and foreign nationals. Let's start with the domestic travel requirements from Philippine Airlines. This is intended for all inbound passengers. So all inbound passengers are required to submit a negative RT-PCR swab test result or a negative saliva RT-PCR test result, all valid within 72 hours after administering the test. Please take note that the RT-PCR test must be conducted only by a DOH-accredited laboratory facility, while a saliva RT-PCR test must be conducted only by the Philippine Red Cross. Children 12 years old and below are exempted from this requirement, and also passengers need to show a valid ID and a safe DAVAO QR. Links to the safe DAVAO QR and other documents will be provided in the video description below. For onward travelers to Davao International Airport, such as returning overseas Filipinos and overseas Filipino workers, there is no need for reswabbing provided that passengers have the Bureau of Quarantine or BOQ clearance, which should be good for 4 days only from the date of issuance. If passengers do not travel to Davao City within that time, it will be considered expired and an RT-PCR negative test result is needed prior to travel. Only persons considered as APORs or authorized persons outside of residence are allowed to board a flight for Davao International Airport via Philippine Airlines. And who are these APORs? Health and Emergency Frontline Services personnel, government officials, employees, government frontline personnel, duly authorized humanitarian assistant actors, coming in from work or business and going home, persons traveling for medical, dental, and allied medical reasons, extraordinary humanitarian considerations or accessing national government agency or office service, persons residing outside Davao City going to Davao International Airport, bus, van, and airplane passengers who arrive or land in Davao City but are travelers bound for another city, municipality, or LGU, returning Davao City resident by land, air, or sea, including LSIs or locally stranded individuals, OFs or overseas Filipinos, and OFWs or overseas Filipino workers. So the LSIs and ROFs are already included here and treated as an APOR using this category. And lastly, returning Davao City resident frequently traveling by land for work. So if you belong to this category, to any of these categories, then you are allowed to travel to Davao City via the Davao International Airport. So what are the domestic travel requirements for APORs via Philippine Airlines? These are the following: negative RT-PCR swab test result or negative saliva-based RT-PCR test result. You have to pass the symptom screening upon arrival, valid safe DAVAO QR or DQR, company office ID or government ID, and a travel order. Now let us proceed to the domestic travel requirements from Cebu Pacific Air going to Davao. First are LSIs and APORs. You need to submit the following: negative RT-PCR swab test result or a negative saliva RT-PCR test result. Children 12 years old and below are exempted, and a safe DAVAO QR. For returning overseas Filipinos on regular commercial flights, you have to present the Safe Davao QR and a Bureau of Quarantine clearance which is valid for 7 days from date of issuance. If you are an ROF on special bayanihan repatriation flights, you need to show Safe Davao QR, a negative RT-PCR test result valid for 48 hours only, and non-OFWs must have a confirmed hotel booking for 14 days upon arrival. Let us go to the requirements from AirAsia. So, returning residents, APORs, ROFs, and OFWs have a uniform travel requirement. And these are the following: negative RT-PCR swab test result or negative RT-PCR saliva test result, valid ID, and a Safe Davao QR. Also, children 12 years old and below are exempted from this requirement. Since Davao is now accepting international arrivals, we have also to discuss the international travel requirements for OFWs, non-OFWs, and foreign nationals. So our basis is the one posted by Philippine Airlines, but you can also translate this to any other airline that you are using. All inbound passengers have to present a negative RT-PCR test result valid for 72 hours, a Bureau of Quarantine e-health declaration card or One Health Pass, and a Safe Davao QR. For overseas Filipino workers, for land-based OFWs, you have to create or update your account on the OFW Assistance Information System or OASIS at this website. For non-OFWs and foreign nationals, you have to have a confirmed hotel booking of 10 days, and you have to accomplish the affidavit of undertaking. As mentioned, all the links to forms that you have to download and accomplish will be posted in the video description below. You may also check the card at the top right corner of this video to know who are the eligible foreign nationals allowed to travel to the Philippines. And lastly, for fully vaccinated travelers who are inoculated either in the Philippines or in a green country, you will only be spending 7 days of quarantine. So there will only be 7 days of confirmed hotel booking. So you may check the card at the top right corner of this video to view the updated list of green countries, and the link will also be provided in the video description below. And those are the international and domestic travel requirements for Davao as of August 2021. Thank you so much for watching. If you find the content of this channel valuable, remember to subscribe. Feel free to check out the other videos as well.